I'm Brian Van, Sportbiketracker.com, and today we're going to install a set of the driven axle block sliders in our 2018 Kawasaki Ninja 400 STG project bike. Okay, let's talk about the part a little bit first. Number one, it is absolutely gorgeous, available in multiple colors. I decided to go with red, man. I got a little green, I got a little blue, I got some red. We're gonna bling this thing out. Why install this on your bike? Well, number one, it's going to look amazing. Number two, you're gonna have an additional slider puck down here on the swing arm position, just in case you have to drop the bike. It can help manage damage control in that crash. End of the day, this is, for the most part, a cosmetic modification. In order to do this, you're going to have to be able to lift the motorcycle and support it by the swing arm. You can see we've already set the bike up with a pair of spools. I've got it sitting on top of a Woodcraft rear stand. To do the project, you need a 24 mil socket or wrench. You need a 17, because we're going to have to pull the axle out. Got a 6 mil T-handle to tighten up the slider pucks on the actual axle block slider, pair of side cutters for the cotter pin, and then we have some Maxima MPPL that we're going to use to lube the axle, right? So it goes in and out really easy next time, prevents micro corrosion if you leave it in there for a long time. So first thing is get the bike lifted and supported by the spools. From here, go ahead and pull the cotter pin. You should be able to reuse this. Don't cut it off. You can see what I'm doing here. I'm just straightening out the ends of it. Typically, you'll be able to use that stock cotter pin for a long time. Multiple wheel changes. So make sure you don't tear it all up with the side cutters. We'll just put that right back in and bend them around. All right, next up, I've got a 17 mil wrench. We're going to use that over here on the left side of the bike, 24 mil socket. I'm going to break that axle nut loose. Could use a wrench here if that's what you have to work with, no big deal. This part here will not be reinstalled, okay? So we'll keep that to the side. Never throw any of your OEM stuff away. Anything you take off the bike, I want you to keep it in case you need it in the future. From here, we're gonna go ahead and push the axle through. When you do this, I want you to support the rear wheel like this, okay? And then I'll let it rest on the work table. You would be letting it rest on the driveway if you don't have it up on a work table. We'll discard this piece again, just like we did on the other side. The axle block sliders are the same from side to side. So we're going to start by sliding the axle through one, like so. Got a rag here. We'll first clean the axle. The idea here is to have the axle lubricated, but you don't want a bunch of shit caked on it. This MPPL is awesome penetrating oil. It also comes in the Maxima chain maintenance kits. So if you'd already bought that to take care of the chain on the bike, you're gonna have it, and you can use that for a ton of stuff, not only on your bike, but around the house. You want to be careful too to keep the axle out of the dirt. Don't lay it on the ground, let a bunch of stuff stick to it that you're going to then push it back in through the wheel. Rest it like I have, so it's going to be held in such a way that it's not going to get nasty. Lift and support the wheel, and then get that axle started through the wheel like so. Okay, now reposition yourself and come over here to the brake side of the bike and get that axle pushed through. You'll probably have to manipulate the caliper hanger a little bit. Make sure you get the axle lined up so that it passes through the swing arm. Oftentimes you'll have to tap lightly on the other side. All I did was use hand pressure there. Now we're able to take and slide over the axle block on this side. We're going to reuse the stock washer, stock axle nut. Okay, only finger tight right now. Take a wrench, or I have a 6mm T-handle out here. I like to jam this in between the chain and the rear sprocket. What this is going to do, it's going to force the rear axle up against the adjuster blocks. You don't want to create any misalignment here with your chain adjusters. Okay, so get all the slack out of that. I'll usually pull it back, increase the tension, smack it a couple of times, and then I will start tightening the rear axle down. I don't even have a backup wrench on the other side right now. It's not spinning at all. As we get to the point where we're ready to torque it, I'll need to come in with a backup wrench, and actually that held itself in place almost all the way. So now we can go pull this out, get our backup wrench on for that final torque. I don't typically use a torque wrench. I've been wrenching on bikes and cars for a long time. I've got a good feel for torque. If you don't feel confident in doing that without a torque wrench, now's the time. You're going to want to get your torque wrench out, find your factory spec, and dial that in accordingly. Okay, make sure, I was actually just celebrating and telling Video Steve, man, I love bling. This just is starting to look amazing. You want to make sure that you have the castle nut positioned so that the hole through the axle is centered nicely. You're going to take that cotter pin that I told you to save, knock that bad boy through, turn it like so. Side cutters are awesome for this. Just kind of grab it right by the end and bend it around. If you happen to damage this during the project, don't freak out. You're able to source stuff like this at any reasonable hardware store, Home Depot, something like that. Go ahead and use the side cutters to finish that off nicely so you get it all bent around on both sides. Get a nice finished look out of it. Okay, almost done. This came from Driven without the slider pucks installed. Just like we did with the spools, we're going to put a little bit of blue thread locker on these so they don't vibrate loose and end up laying around on the road somewhere, okay? Same thing on the other side. Torque it down. And there you have it. There are the Driven axle block sliders installed on our 2018 STG Ninja 400 project bike. Now let me show you too, when dialing in your chain tension, the swing arm has marks on the top of it right there. You can use these end points. There's kind of a little marker here. You know, realistically, you'd probably work more off of the ends than I would try to eyeball that mark in the center, but this is going to allow you to help dial that chain alignment in. And this is something we'll talk about in future videos, because especially on a lightweight bike like this, drivetrain alignment, proper care and lubrication of that drivetrain, that is all free horsepower. With a bike like this, you want to do everything you can to make sure that you're getting every ounce possible from that 400. I'm Brian Van, sportbiketrackgear.com.